Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul. In this video we're breaking down The Last of Us Part 3. We have some plot details, rumours, and also lots of theories about what's going to be going on in the upcoming game. There will be heavy spoilers here in regards to Part 2, so if this is your first time going through the remaster or something, then I suggest you switch your game up and head off like Ellie did to Seattle after Abby got a Joel in 1. Spoilers already, dear me, but please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the video. With out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into The Last of Us Part 3. Okay, so first up, we have to say that the game hasn't been officially announced yet. Neil Druckmann did say to the Script Apart podcast that the writing on the story had been finished though, but they just hadn't put it into development yet. Since then though, Daniel RPK's kept people in the loop and said that the game indeed's being worked on right now. It makes sense too, as there's definitely directions they could take things, and Daniel's even brought us some plot details as well. Full disclaimer, I've known Daniel for a couple of years, and the guy's always been pretty spot on when it comes to leaks. I'm signed up to his Patreon, and it's helped me a lot, because the guy's gotten so many things right when it comes to behind the scenes stuff. It's meant that we could prepare for trailers, clear out the schedule, and all in all, I trust the guy heavily. For example, he called that Caitlin Dever was going to be playing Abby months and months before it was announced, and therefore I think, we should pay attention to what he says. So that's why I want to dive into it, because I think there's a lot of weight to these leaks. Now Daniel deals in a lot of casting grades, and he posted the following plot lines and also character names. Part of the plot will be about a group of scavengers surviving on the outskirts of a post-apocalyptic city, crammed into a Victorian house that serves as their base. They are looking to cast these roles. Val, female, leader of the group. Ezra, male, who wants to take over the house from Val. Mason, male, a former soldier. When Val gets put in charge, Mason must choose between his loyalty to Ezra and the house. Lucas, male, affable, but develops a relationship with another scavenger and will have a turn that shows his dark side. Gracie, female, 18 to 25, no other details on this character. Now it makes me wonder if they're going to be retooling the factions game, as it has been recently announced that whole thing's cancelled. Potentially they might take elements of that though and reskin certain things to build it into a bigger plot. Now since this release there's been lots of different theories and people speculating about where it could go. Luke Stevens recently put out a big video talking about what he thought the game could be. Luke said he thinks it would be great if we grew to know these characters, and then we saw Tommy and Joel show up at the house. This would reveal the game's actually a prequel set in between the 20 years between Outbreak Day and when he met Ellie. I think that would be such a good rug pull, and as we know, Joel and Tommy did a lot of dark things. They've often paid lip service to what they did for surviving, and I think it would be great to see that from another perspective. Having Joel show up and be someone you face off against would be a cool way to take things, and I think that's what's always been at the heart of the series. Though we all love Joel, if you view things from another point of view, you can definitely see how he'd be the bad guy. I think exploring why him and Tommy fell out as well would be a good way to take things, as it would flesh out their backstory and show why Tommy joined the Fireflies. Showing things from different perspectives is pretty much what the point of the second game was, but I think they fumbled the ball with how it was presented. Now, whenever I've talked about The Last of Us Season 2 on our podcast, I've brought up how I think they should do the show. Personally, I think they should show things from Abby's perspective from the off, and through a couple of episodes, we really get to know her. Then we learn that Joel killed her dad, and we either end an episode of the season with her killing him. This would make us get us attached to her first, which is something I think that the game messed up. Though I love Part 2, I have to admit, it took a while, and pretty early on I was annoyed by how they handled it. In the end, I grew to really like Abby, but it took me basically having to walk a mile or several miles in her shoes. That's what they're trying to do, obviously, but I think having that happen first would be a better way to handle it. Say Part 2 had have started off from her perspective, and we then made our way across America to Jackson. This trek would let you really get to know her, and then you'd have more of a split when she finally kills Joel. The way they handled it initially, I was ready to just say f*** it, and I know a lot of players that didn't even give her a chance. That's why I think the house aesthetic could work so well though, and they could make us attached to it before someone we know rolls through. We'd then be wanting to protect it, especially if we'd finally taken it from Val, and yeah, I hope they do something creative with the premise. Now another theory I've come up with, so copyright this f***ing theory, right? Copyright it, is that these names are simply just placeholders. A lot of the times when they're putting out casting calls, they often hide names not to give things away. You'll see this when they're casting and you get like, we're looking for a Ryan Gosling type to play someone known as Bert. Then it turns out to be someone like Adam Warlock, and studios do this in order to hide details. And I was thinking that what they might do is actually tell the origins of the Seraphites. In part 2, we got a tease of their prophet, but it was a bit weird because we never got to meet her. Throughout playing it, I constantly thought it was teasing a boss battle or something, and that the build-up was going to pave the way to fighting her. Never happened though, because, well, she was executed, which we learn happened by the WLF. The soldiers captured her, and Isaac thought she was too dangerous, and thus the leader had her put down. This made her a martyr, but I'd love to see her origins and how she became a legend. Isaac is sort of a similar character too, because the second game teased him a lot as well. He's another who I thought would lead to a big battle, but in the end, he just got killed on the island skirmish. So learning either of their origins would be such a cool way to take things, and I'd love to have the game play out where you can maybe swap between the pair. Anyway, that's it. Now, Jeffrey Pierce has also been asked about the game, and he acted a bit coy. In case you don't know, he played Tommy in Part 1 and Part 2, and also played Perry in the show. In an interview with Dextero, he said, "At this point, it's not something that's begun in any fashion, at least not that I know of, and I would hate to set up myself to have expectations about what it would be, and then have it be something completely different." The article then says, however, Pierce was quick to add that he has full faith in director Neil Druckmann, and knows that when he does receive a script for Part 3, that it will be perfect. I'm going to trust when Neil hands me a script that it's going to be perfect, because that's the way it's been up until now. And when that happens and I'm asked about Last of Part 3, I have to say I have no idea what you're talking about. So yeah, guys, in full Andrew Garfield mode, but it makes me think that he knows more than he's letting on. So what we're going to do is get him and Neil Druckmann and then tie the pair to chairs. I'm then going to hold up a piece of paper with, "Is The Last of Us 3 coming?" And you tick the box yes or no, and it better be the same tick that your mate gives. You know, that's a joke, mate, eh? Bloody can't say anything these days without threatening people, but I hope you've enjoyed us giving our theories on it. I think the flashback thing is a bit out there, and I would of course also love to see the continuation of Ellie and Abby's story. We did a video last year where we talked about my theories on where they could take that, and there's lots of things in Part 2 that tease where Abby could end up going. I'm kind of in two minds where I want a prequel sequel, and I'd love to see if Ellie showed up to the house too. We of course ended with her going off on her own, and though it seemed like she was heading to Jackson, you just don't know. On the director's commentary, they talked about the final scene and how Dina purposely left all of Ellie's stuff in the house. It's because she didn't really want to be with her, and yeah, I think the tone of The Last of Us is that they won't get a happy ending. So seeing Ellie going through America and then coming across this house would be such an interesting way to take things in the future. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so make sure you drop them below. Please hit the thumbs up, and if you want to support the channel as a member of the Spoiler Society, then please click the join button. You'll get early access to videos every week, and it goes such a long way to helping us out. If you want to get some heavy spoilers merch, we've also got our t-shirt line located below the video that will let you pick up all kinds of tops like our Theory Time one, Last of Us stuff, Marvel teas and more. We drop new designs on there all the time too, so definitely keep an eye out, and thanks for your support. If you want something else to watch, we've got a video breaking down Stranger Things Season 5 and all the rumours that we've heard about the show. Definitely head over there right after this, and without the way, huge thank you for clicking this. I've been Paul, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.